Yay! Back at it again. This is the day that the Lord has made.
Yeah.
We shall rejoice and be glad in it. I am the Love and Life Coach. That guy is the people's bishop. Motivation Monday. Get in the chat.
Let's go.
Get in the chat right now. Let me know what city you represent. Get in the chat right now. Let me know what city you represented. We are back for another one. 2023.
We're here.
You get us in your ears and you get blessed visually with the boys.
Yeah. Blessed with the boys. It's the BBC.
Oh, the people's bishop.
Yes,
bishop,
sir.
How you doing, man?
I'm amazing. Listen, super excited about 2023. It's been an amazing already first month of this year. It's been a record-breaking first month. God is good. I'm excited. You know, the Lord spoke to me, said, like Nehemiah, these first 52 days, I'll get more done than I did all of last year.
Well, let me tell you
I think that
brother.
word applies to everybody watching. Drop 52 in the comments if you receive that.
Well, 52? Listen, you know I'm all for 52, baby.
Yes.
That's that Nehemiah number.
That's Nehemiah.
That's that number that represents rebuilding.
Rebuilding. And think about it. It's 52 weeks in a year. This year, you're committing that this year is going to be a year where you're going to build what you haven't built before, do what you haven't done before. And so, yeah, I'm all about that. So I'm excited.
Look, you already listen. You already coming in hot, Bishop. You already starting this.
I'm trying to be kind of subdued. Am I already hot? I'm trying to be subdued. I'm trying to.
No. Listen, you coming in on a prophetic tone because
yes,
one. Let me give you this. You already know how the first month started for me. Day one, I lose my best friend Lola, Gangsta Boo. Day 10 in Memphis, we lose Tyree Nichols. Please tell me, for my city and for me, prophetically, how can I be expecting that, bro? When for us, for Memphis, January has been hell.
Well, you know what? It's how you view it. It's not what you're looking at, it's how you see it. I'm gonna back it up and say it again. It's not what you're looking at, it's how you see it.
Okay.
Death is not an end, death is a new beginning. So with the exit of those two individuals, God announces, I'm going to do something new. God never ends on a negative. He never ends on a negative. He always takes what looks like death and creates life. Look at it. Moses dies, Joshua rises, and they take territory. Jesus dies, saves the universe. God always does something new in what looks like it's the end. So it's not what you're looking at, it's how you're looking at it. It's not how you see it, it's the way you look at it. So change the way you view that and recognize, even with Nehemiah. You know how Nehemiah gets sent to rebuild his city? One day he's serving the king, and the king says, "What's wrong with your face? What's wrong with you? Why you look like that?" Normally, he's my cupbearer. So you sip my drink to make sure it's not poison. You eat my food to make, listen, bam, to make sure it's good. And one day, the king looks at him and said, "What's wrong with you?" He says, listen to this, Pastor. Listen. He says, "My city is burning." He says, "My city is on fire. And you want to know why my face looks like this? Watch me." With death, the king says, "You know what? I didn't even really know what was going on over there. Let me do this. You're no longer cupbearer. I'm going to promote you. You're now governor. You run that whole territory. Run that." And in 52 days, Nehemiah goes from being a cupbearer to being one of the greatest builders. Pay attention. With no experience. Nehemiah had he was a cupbearer, not a builder. He was a cupbearer, not a contractor. He goes in 52 days, he rebuilds the walls of his city. So let's look at it this way. January 1, he's in the king's face saying, he's sad. "My city is on fire. Why do you think I'm sad?" 52 days later, he has rebuilt the wall in the city. He has done what nobody else has done. So I think, from a prophetic standpoint, God always uses what looks like the death of one thing to be the beginning of something new. Death is always a new beginning with God. It's never an ending.
Ooh,
That's why
man.
the wages, watch me, that's why the wages of sin is death. Why? Because God says, my ultimate punishment is that death is no longer a new beginning.
Jesus.
That's a whole revelation right there. That's another day, another podcast.
Woo! And look, and you're killing them right now. Listen, which leads me to let everybody know.
Yes, sir.
There it is, right on your screen. You need to register
Yes.
for this year's Soul Ties virtual event, Life After. Life After. I mean, that's a great segue to
Yes.
tell everybody about Life After. Next week, 8 p.m., same time as Motivational Monday. Listen, you have to register. If you don't register, you will not have access
Right.
to Life After. It's going to be myself. I got Life After Death. Bishop
Yes, sir.
has Life After Delay. My girl, Pastor Sarah, out of Arlington, Texas, by way of Jamaica, Life After Divorce.
Wow. So
My
good.
spiritual father's daughter, Crystal, and her husband, Ricky Jones,
Wow.
Life After Dating.
Wow.
Divorce, dating,
It's gonna
death,
be good.
delay.
Delay.
If
It's gonna
you
be
are
good.
dealing with any of that, we go set it off next week. Bishop, what you got to say about the conference, man?
Register. Listen, free doesn't mean cheap. And so while registration is free, you got to get registered because it's going to be information that's going to change your life. At the end of the day, information and revelation give you the ability to change situations. And so many times you're praying, Lord, what should I do? Lord, do something. Lord, do something. And here's God's answer. Here's a conference. Register for it. I'm going to show you how to deal with dating, delay, death. And I'm missing the fourth D. Death, delay, dating,
Divorce.
God, I just don't know how to move on past my divorce. Here's your answer. For some of you, your divorce isn't just marital. You had to divorce some friends. You had to divorce some people from your past. Like, how do I get? Many people are good at putting periods. They're not good at starting new sentences. This conference is going to start your new sentence. I prophesy to every person, it will start your new sentence. Stop praying and asking God, Lord, I'm just ready for change. Here it is. Here's your answer. BeSoulTiesMovement.com. Register today. I have to hit the table.
Register today. Now let's get into the motivation, baby.
Let's go.
We gonna motivate them this week, Bishop. You already on one. You done lit it. I'm just gonna pour gasoline on it.
All right.
Tonight's topic: what kind of ship are you in?
Wow. Hey,
and listen. You know it's a play on words. You know I'm a poet, but I gotta talk about it. What kind of ship
is this? You got to slow down and say it, saints, because some of y'all might slip up. You got to slow down. What kind of ship is this?
Listen, man. I know at Soul Ties, I talk about 3 major ships.
That's true.
Kinship, friendship, skinship. Family, of course, represents kinship. Friendship represents your associates, people that you work with, friends of yours from school, whatever the case may be. And skinship, because I wanted all of them to rhyme, represents all romantic relationships or entanglements or situationships. What kind of ship
are you in?
What kind of ship are you in that has got you to the place to where you feel like there's no coming back from this?
Wow.
Family. Bishop, I know me and you can attest to this. Fathers that didn't bother. A mother that didn't cover. Family members jealous of you. And you think there's no life after that. Friends, like Bishop said, friends you need to divorce. Somebody in the comments already feeling it, already understand what's going on. Friends that have betrayed you, lied on you, stolen from you, talked about you. Watch this. People that you thought when you went to the altar told God I'd do and they didn't. Life after. What kind of ship have you gotten yourself in?
Yeah.
First of all, man, how do we let's start first with family, kinship. When you can't divorce blood,
Yep. You can decide how you deal with blood.
Okay, let's go.
That's it. When you can't divorce them, you have to decide how you deal with them.
And what would you say is the best way to deal with blood, especially when people feel like, but I gotta see, that's my mama, that's my daddy, but it's toxic, but it's crazy, but it's stressing me. How do I have a life after dealing with abandonment, rejection, abuse?
Yeah, this is good. This is good. So let's deal with a few different subjects. One, stress doesn't mean stop. Just because the relationship is stressful doesn't mean you stop the relationship. You need to ask yourself, why are you being stressed? Is it because they're putting a demand on you to be better? Because we live in a culture where people say, this is really stressing me out because somebody's calling you on your ship.
Ah!
And you mad that somebody's calling you on your ship. So what's happening is consequently, you call it stress, but really that's love. Because most people never don't know what real love is. Real love, Jesus says, those that I love, I chastise. Which means real love is willing to check you at the risk of you not wanting to be around them anymore. Real love is you and I have real love conversations. You may be having a human moment, and I'll let you have it. Then after that, I'll say, what we're going to do. I'm going to be having a human moment, and you'll let me talk. And then after, you're going to say, yeah, okay, I hear all of that. So, yeah, what are we going to do? Okay? Real love doesn't just let you sit in your ship. Real love says, get your behind up and get up out of this ship and keep it moving.
Woo!
Right? So that's real love. So we live in a culture that when you love like that, people say, this is stressing me out. No, you just don't have anybody that gives a shit about you.
Come on now.
So consequently, we just have to be clear about that. Because I hear people say that. And then when you really pull it back, it's that, no, they're just calling you on your stuff. And you're mad that they're calling you on it, but that's real love. People who hate you see you doing stupid shit and don't say nothing to you. And they leave you in that ship. And then now you got a bunch of shit going on around you. All right? Okay, all right. So then from there, you have to decide the difference between relatives and family. Jesus did this for us. Jesus one day is preaching. His mother and brothers are outside. Notice they're not a part of what he's doing, which means Jesus knew I can love them, but there's certain things I can't bring them into. For some of you, your issue is that you bring people in places they don't qualify to be. You do business with family because you want to build a dynasty, but sometimes you're going to have to build with people that aren't family. Ask Eli. He had to produce a son that wasn't his own to take his place.
Come on, man.
Solomon produced two sons that lost the kingdom. Solomon said he didn't want to die. You want to know why Solomon didn't want to die? Solomon said, because these crazy ninjas are going to take over after me. And I know they're crazy. They're nothing like me, Solomon said. They are nothing like me. Solomon, like, the only reason I don't want to die is because my sons are going to take over. How horrible do you have to feel as a parent that the only reason you don't want to die is because your kids are going to destroy what you worked your whole life to build? Okay, so one, decide the difference between relatives and family. Jesus did not bring his family into that, and he redefines family. So when they come, they try to interrupt him. And so they're like, "Hey, tell Jesus to come out here," and Jesus gets the attitude. So they come to him privately. One of his servants come to him privately. He responds openly. He says, who is my mother and brothers? What are those? Family relationships. He points to the 12. He says, this is my mother and brothers. What did he do? He redefined family. He says, whoever does the will of my Father, this is my family. So he made a distinction between family and relatives. Jesus said, I'm related to them, but this is my family. Which means don't use that blood as thicker than water, because that's not Bible. I said, my family are people who are headed in the same direction as me. If you're not headed in the same direction as me, you're not family. We're just related. And for a lot of you all, you need to redefine who's your relatives and families. I've done this. I have people, and I'm very specific about the wording I use. I will say, I'm related. Yes, that's a relative of mine. I'm very specific when I use the word family. Why? Because I need to make sure I don't ever get the two twisted. You know why? I will expect from them what they can't produce, and then I will offer to them what they won't respect.
Ow!
Shut up. You will offer something to them that they do not respect.
Boy, that was motivation moment. Now, let's move to friends. Friendship. Now listen, very different from family.
Yeah.
Very different from family, as you have said before.
Yeah.
There's some people out there who have friends who have betrayed them.
Yes.
Lied on them.
Yep.
Stolen from them.
Yep.
And then you run the risk of not wanting to open up and be
Mhm.
friendly anymore.
So
If
true.
you've ever been through any type of toxic friendship,
So true.
minister to the people tonight. How do I have life after the ship I went through with my friends?
Don't judge new people for what old people did.
Mm.
You wouldn't want somebody new in your life to hold you accountable for something you didn't do. So, question: why are you holding people accountable for stuff they didn't do? How is it my fault that she treated you bad?
Whew, man, come
So,
on.
what does this mean? This means I have to meet every person and I have to treat them as if I've never been hurt. And here's what this means. I remember the pain, excuse me, I remember the lessons of my past. I forget the pain of my past. If you hold on to the pain, everybody has to be on probation for crimes they never committed.
Ooh.
Well, Bishop, I may get hurt again. You will. Let me just help you with that. You will be hurt again. You will be. Let me
Wow.
just help every person who's playing football expecting not to get hit. Because that's what you're doing. When you talk about, I don't want to be hurt, you're playing a contact sport. Love is you're going to take some hits. You're going to take some blows. You're going to get the wind knocked out of you. You're going to do good by people who don't do good by you. But here's your verse, Ephesians 6:8. Knowing that whatever good anyone does, he gets it back from the Lord. Which means God is never going to leave me with a bill. He's always going to make sure that whatever I put out, that I get back and I get back greater. I was loyal to them. They weren't loyal to me. Your next friend will be loyal and you didn't even have to sow it to them. You're going to reap from people what you sowed into other people. You're going to reap in places you did not sow.
Oh
It's
my God.
that simple. That's simple.
Come on. Skinship. Last
Yeah.
segment. It's the month of love. It's Black History Month, Black Love,
Yeah.
and it's the month of Valentine's Day. A lot of people out there ain't looking forward to it because either watch this, they don't have someone to love,
Don't you
or
want somebody to love?
love don't live here no more.
Whoop! How did you get here? Nobody's supposed to be here.
Hey man, ship happens.
Yeah.
How do you deal or encourage the people? How do you expect life after someone has broken your heart?
Yeah. So you have two choices. You can keep a broken heart or you can get up. I know people want something real deep.
Yeah. It, it, it,
Come
it,
on, speak it, man of God. No, it's real simple. Um, now you know what to look for. Now you know what to avoid. Let me tell you the danger of staying in a broken heart. You ready? His name is
yeah.
Samson. Samson marries his first wife. She's got a little deceptive thing. He gets so mad, he leaves. He comes back. His father has given her away to the best man. This is scandalous. Listen, reality TV ain't got nothing on the Bible.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
You
man.
read that Bible, you're like, oh my God, right?
Come on. Come on.
So what happens? Samson has a broken heart. He never heals from it. How do you know? The second woman, you want to know her name? We don't know her name because all he wanted was sex from her. Bible says, and he went into a harlot. Third woman, we know her name because she took him down. When you do not heal from a broken hearted, you will make progressively worse decisions in relationships. I could stop right there, and that's worth $100 offering right
Wait,
there.
wait, wait, wait. Everybody in the comments, they need a repeat, baby.
Back it up. When you don't heal from a broken heart, you will make progressively worse relationship decisions. You think you're playing it safe because all you want is sex? No, what you're doing is it's worse now. Because see, when Samson gets to Delilah, Bible says he loves her, she doesn't love him, which means you are so broken you can't even tell that you're with somebody that doesn't really like you. Doesn't.
Oh, but hold up. What about those who say, you know what? I ain't giving my heart away. I'm just gonna sex it out and not have to worry about ever being loved again.
You know what? Jesus met a woman like that. He says, "Where's your husband?" She says, "I have no husband." He says, "You right about that?" He said, "You had 5 of them, and excuse me, and the guy you with and the guy you with now ain't yours." In other words, you've been so hurt from these 5 bad relationships that now you won't even marry a guy, watch me, who's good. So the issue is, why are you mad at people when you picked them? I'm gonna say that again. How are you mad at people when you picked them? I'll say it a third time. How are you mad at people when you picked them?
You picked them.
That's like being mad that you got diabetes and you don't do nothing but sit up and eat pizza and fried chicken and soda all day. How? And I'm not knocking nobody with sickness or illness. What I'm saying is, okay, maybe let's try to change the diet a little bit. Same principle. You picked them. If you want to be mad at anybody, be mad at your picker. And who's your picker? Your picker is your heart. In Jeremiah 17, your heart is deceitfully wicked above everything. Which means you got to heal from that broken heart. Because if not, your picker will always be bad.
Oh! That's it. That's it. No, you on fire tonight. Life after. You got to register right now. There it is. Back up on the screen.
Yes.
Listen, registration is free. Absolutely free. It's next Monday night.
Amazing.
I'm only reserving a number. I'm not going to tell the number because you need to just do it. Just register right now. You're going to get that heat. We're covering 4 topics. Number 1, life after death.
So good.
Number 2, life after delay. Number 3, life after dating. And life after divorce. That is what you're going to get next Monday night at the conference, virtual conference. It's going to be virtual. It's going to be live in real time, and you must register. Bishop, you kicked it off with this prophetic tone of 52 days. Let's go ahead. Let's bless. Let's pray the people out. And I feel like it's something on that 52. I feel it.
Yeah, I want everybody watching this Motivation Monday. I want you to get a seed of $52, and I want you to sow that right now. It's going to come up on the screen where you send it.
Here we go.
Sow that, and here's what you're doing. You're sowing that into 2 things. 1, 52 weeks for your year. You're covering your year. Anything that you want to cover, you sow a seed. You sow to seal. You sow to seal. You sow to seal. Seeds interrupt cycles. When a woman's on a cycle, a seed interrupts it. That seed produces something new. Same concept. Number 2, I believe the first 52 days of this year, people say, well, Bishop, I'm already through 34 days, 35 days, how many days we are now? How is it possible? Anything is possible with God. At the beginning of the year, that 52, that thing hit me strong. He said, Nehemiah did more in 52 days in rebuilding the wall than many people had did in years. And for many of you, by the time you get to, what would that be, February 21st? By the time you get to February, when is the virtual conference?
It's the 13th.
Wow. So you'll have, 8 days after that.
8 days, a new beginning.
New beginning, right? I believe that you're going to see God do more in you and around you in that first 52. So, Father, I pray for every person that's sowing that 52. Once you sow it, I want you to just type in the comments, I sowed. Once you sow it, I want you to drop that in the comments. Father, I pray for every person that's sowing that seed right now. I cover their year. And I pray that this year would be a year of productivity, a year of fruitfulness, that it would be a year of a new sentence where they put periods where they need to be periods, but they'd start those new sentences. I pray, God, right now for every individual that's watching, and I speak life into them. And I pray, God, that they would experience life after in Jesus' name. I want you to sow that 52. Now, you said, Bishop, I had a 52. Get as close as you can to it and sow that. But everybody has to sow something. You've received tonight. You don't eat a good meal and not pay for it. Sow tonight into what you've received that's blessed you. Why? Because God blesses you to be a blessing, but you always bless what blesses you. He gives seed to the sower. Prove to God you're a sower so he can trust you with seed all this year. Don't get mad at somebody that's got a harvest if you never check their seed.
Ooh, come on now. And that harvest is going to show up February 21st. That is the 52 days.
That's the 52nd day.
Come on now. And all my reimaginers, y'all know about 52, baby. Y'all know what happens in 52 days. It's a spiritual number. It is a God number. And God gets involved in 52. Do not play with it.
Yes, he
Don't
does.
play. Don't play with it. Next week, next Monday night, Life After Virtual Conference is going down. There will be no
Amazing.
Motivation Monday. It will only be the conference. I want you to register and don't miss it. 4
Amen.
topics we go. This life after death, life after divorce, life after delay, life after dating. If you need ministry in any one of those areas, I called on 4 of my closest ministers and family members, man, to minister to you right. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So, register. Information's right there. Until next week, we'll see you at the Life After Virtual Conference. That is the People's Bishop.
Yes, sir.
I am the Love and Life Coach. Stay in faith and stay motivated. God bless y'all.